Hi Stampers, today I'm going to show you a technique on how to watercolour an image or colour an image in using your blender pen. Now normally when you're colouring using your blender pen, because this is a form of like watercolouring, you would use some watercolour paper, and Stampin' Up have a pack of watercolour paper that you can purchase here that comes in this size here. But today I'm actually going to use some Whisper White cardstock to stamp my image, and I'm using the Blended Blooms stamp set. So I've got that here, and I'm going to ink that up using Stays On Ink. Now anytime you're using a watercolour or watercolouring an image, especially with a blender pen, you need to, helps you take the thing off, you need to stamp your image down using a Stays On ink, which is a waterproof ink. So I'm just going to stamp that down onto my cardstock, and you can see what that looks like. Now I'm going to colour this in using my Blushing Bride classic ink. Now if you're ever going to use an aqua painter, if you're ever going to use Now I'm going to colour my image using Blushing Bride classic ink. Now when you're colouring an image using your blender pen, you need to use a water-based dye ink, and so our classic ink pads are perfect for that. So I'm just going to push down into the centre here, so then I can get some ink pooling there. And I'm just going to pick up some colour with my blender pen on the end here, and I'm going to colour it in. Now an image like this is perfect because you've got some small areas here that you can colour at a time. When you're working with a bigger image, it's a little bit harder. So if you're new to watercolouring or using your blender pen, I recommend that you start with a small image. So we're going to pick up some ink, and then in a circular motion I am going to just colour my image. Now the ink will run out, and it should get lighter and lighter as I work up. Now when you colour, don't go banging back and forth like you're colouring in pencil. You'll actually damage the tip of your blender pen. So always colour on the side in a circular motion. Now if you're not happy with that and you want to add more colour, wait till it dries, because especially with Whisper White cardstock, it will pit, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm moving on to my next one. I'm just using circular motion, back and forth gently. Now another way you can do it is you can use the flicking motion. So I'm just going to flick it out, and then come back and go over it slightly and flick it out a bit more. And so here you're going to get those definite lines. So when that dries, we can go back over that and smooth out those lines again. So I prefer the circular motion. It's whatever works for you. Now, watercolouring or using blender pens is something that you'll need to practice. It's not something that you're going to be able to pick up straight away, so don't get disheartened if when you try using your blender pens for the first time that you don't quite get the outcome that you first desired. So just keep practicing with it, and you will actually get it. When I first started using blender pens, I hated it because I'm like, I could never get the right colour, the right consistency at all, and I thought, how the heck does this work? And I watched so many training, I went to classes and all sorts of things to finally learn how to do it properly, and it was just practice. All it took was practice. So once you're happy and that's dry, you can go over any parts again that you want to add extra depth or increase the colour or just blend some of the lines in again if you wish. And then once you finish that, you just get a scrap piece of paper and gently just on the tips, don't ever go across the top of it, just using the tip, just gently across some scrap paper until you see that running clear again. And then it's ready to pick up the next colour of ink that you want to use. So I hope you've learned something from that tutorial. And this is the card that I actually created using that. And I've got another video tutorial that's going out to my newsletter subscribers on how to do this card in my April 2015 newsletter. Thanks for watching.